Hi guys, DriverLadyPro here. So tonight is the night. Sunday night is our podcast, Rideshare Unite, and it's about uniting drivers and passengers, everybody in the ride-sharing business industry that have gone through abuses. Usually we have Rideshare Dustin, Savage Scientist Ed, and Dark Road Run, but tonight, right now, we only have Dark Road Run, and we're going to, later on, in about 15 minutes, we're going to add Savage Scientist. Rideshare driver Dustin said he can't be on tonight because he's got to watch the game. That wasn't the important game. What the important game was, the Bears versus Green Bay, and the Bears won. Anyway, we're going to talk about tonight. Our topic is fake Uber drivers. So anyway, let me before I get started, let me give us a shout out, Dark Road Run.
How's it going, people? The Dark Road Run here on the Drivers Unite podcast. Here we got Top Speed reviews. We're saying how are you doing? We're doing great out here, and we got the Fat Man in the house. Looks good.
Fat Man. Just a note, Fat Man, and hopefully Rideshare Dustin knows this. I'm gonna text it to him. I am coming to Florida the first week of January, so hopefully we can have like a couple collabs going on with that. Anyway, all right. So, and then later on we'll have Savage in the room. Let's talk about. All right, I don't want to bore you with these fake Uber driver stories. Some of them are daunting, but one of them in particular stuck out to me, where a woman had this particular woman it said in the Valley area. I'm thinking that's California Valley or something. She said that she had pre-ordered her Uber ride, and she went out, and of course she had been intoxicated, and the car looked like the car that her Uber driver had.
Silver Prius.
And she said, "Hi, I'm Joan. Yep. Let's just say Joan. Hi, I'm Joan." And she went to get in the car, and he said, "Hop in." And then they took off. And then while she was riding, the real Uber driver decided to give her a call. And she didn't say, "Oh, okay." She didn't like alert anybody. She didn't say anything because she didn't want to get the fake Uber driver knowing that she knew that he wasn't a real Uber driver. So then he went, she tried to take a picture of the side of his head. And when she did that, before she did that, she put on Instagram that she had tried to alert her friends somehow by letting them know something wasn't right on Instagram. And then she took a side shot of his head. And when she took a picture of the side of his head, he ended up, she tried to ask to get out of the ride, and he sped up, and she tried to get out of the car, but he wouldn't let her out of the car. So right there, it's kidnapping. And he told her to give him all her money, and her phone, and she gave him her purse, and she somehow she got out of the door and jumped out of the moving vehicle. She suffered head injury, broken ankle, really bad, really messed up ankle. She had a wrist messed up, and she had problems walking. Afterwards, she had to go to therapy and everything like that. when she went to the police and tried to report it, they were asking her, like, what are you doing out so late at night? Like, maybe because she's a woman, she shouldn't be out late at night, and like, talk to her like maybe she was making up a story, and she ended up having to hire a lawyer so that she could get the initial detectives changed to different detectives on the case because they weren't doing anything. Now the case has gone unsolved, and still, I mean, they have only charged him with robbery. They haven't tried, or they only have they even wrote the police report wrong and said that the man admitted that he was not the Uber driver, and she said that was not even true at all. She did not say that. So it was shoddy police work, and what this whole big story, along with I just saw a news report, and this triggered me to talk about this particular thing. I just saw it's happening here in Chicago, of course. So not only is it happening, it's happening all over. Fake Uber and Lyft drivers pretending like they stealing rides, and we know, we've already talked about this on the show. They come to steal the fare. So they aren't even an Uber driver, but they pull up in their car that looks like a car that you might be getting into.
Definitely,
and they steal your fare.
Yeah, we have some comments. Top Speed Reviews is wondering, how's your car doing, DLP?
My car is still in the shop. They just sent me a review. They just sent me a estimate and said the damage is $4,500.
Man, that was the tree that fell on the car. Yeah.
Yep. It beat the living tar out of my tree, my car. There was dents on the roof and everything.
$4,300.
So one of these articles that I have read about these particular things. Now, the newest people don't understand the real problem with these fake Uber drivers. Not only are they like, you don't know who the heck they are, and they could take you wherever, and they could charge you whatever. And I'm not even sure how are they going to get. You're going to have to find out they're a fake Uber driver eventually, because they need you to pay them in cash.
Yeah.
Or they might be trying to rape you.
So it's like, well, let me just catch up. Fat Man said Valley could also be in Phoenix. Savage Scientist is in the chat. Again, he's on his way home. And Savage, when you're ready, we'll send you an invite. Get you in on this. Fat Man, she should have verified the photo and license plate. And how are they doing that with the? Well, that's I would say Uber rideshare is kind of given some, like, made it a lot easier for these days for people to just pull up in random cars and ask if they want to ride someplace for cash. Because the whole idea before rideshare, if you didn't see a taxi, like, you're not getting into some stranger's car. These days, I've had so many passengers, like, they get into the wrong Uber, or they get into, just because you have a silver Toyota, you just pull up to a club or something like that they figure, oh, well, that must be ours. Or they get in with the intention of stealing somebody else's ride. And I've definitely seen the SUVs that it's usually like a black Suburban that drive around and pull up to hotels and then offer to take people, try to steal the legitimate Uber drivers' airport rides, because they look for these people that they have their luggage all set out in front of a hotel and holding a phone. So obviously the signs are there that they're waiting for an Uber. They pull up and they say, they'll even say that, like, you're waiting for an Uber, right? Or they'll just, Dewey Fisher in the house. Passengers need to pay attention to who is picking them up. And Fat Man says, what are the chances of the same type of car pulling up to the exact passenger? Yeah, a silver Prius.
Welcome, Dewey Fisher. Sorry.
Welcome, Dewey Fisher. Silver Prius, so many silver Priuses out there, or a white Prius, silver Toyota. I have a silver Toyota Corolla, and it constantly gets mistaken for everybody else, for a lot of other people's. But yeah, it's scary. People are kind of giving up on. Uber doesn't really make a whole point of like advertise that check your license plate and check, maybe verify the plate number with your ride. People just
Uber does a poor job of educating the people, because even though they give you, they need to do more advertising about like these particular things, because what ends up happening is it lies on our shoulders to let, like, a lot. I went to pick up a 25-year-old, or he says he was 25-year-old, and he looked really, really young. And I said, I don't know if you're, and I ID'd him, and he said, I don't have my ID. And I said, well, it's kind of strange that you're claiming to be 25, but you don't have your ID. And I feel like these are very important issues that they need to be telling the customers about. Like, for instance, the express pool, you can't just bring a whole bunch of crap with you for express pool.
And there's a fine line. There's so many passengers there that they're making these mistakes just to see how much they could take advantage of, like how many people they can overfill a car. Like Rideshare driver Dustin, got deactivated from Lyft for that. So when they wanted to overfill his car, and then he said no, it was the right thing, and they made up some false complaint, and he got deactivated from Lyft. So it's
isn't there some way that he could do it?
To get back on the platform.
I mean, there's no proof. There was no proof. They said, "Oh, we think he's in." I don't know. Maybe
scientist says the same thing. He got deactivated by a false accusation that he was intoxicated, I think it was, but and from Lyft. But
this is an important thing. I have just been all right. Just so all of you know, it's really super important, and I'm probably preaching to the choir, but it's important if you drive for Lyft or Uber. It's a good idea to have both Uber and Lyft, because Lyft just decided, because, all right, I've been changing in the Lyft app the last number of my social security was wrong. The very last digit of my social security, and I've changed it several times. And then the IRS decided to tell Uber or tell Lyft that they have to garnish my 25% of my wages, so I'm not driving. Because of course they're not going to give me Instapay. They're not going to give me, you know what I mean? So I'm not driving for them, but I have to wait 5 days until the IRS actually gives me the go ahead to be able to. So these kinds of things, bad wrongful deactivations, cars being beaten up by trees or getting in car accidents, these are very good reasons why not to drive for only one platform.
That's true. Yeah, Fat Man said that they said Rideshare RDD was drunk, and once they say that, you have no defense out there. And Dewey Fisher said, before I drove for Uber, I was sitting in my car waiting for my girlfriend when a woman just opened my door and got in the back seat. She thought I was her Uber driver. It's hilarious. That was, it's so common out there.
It happens to me all the time in my black car. It doesn't happen as much in this rideshare rental car that I have, but in my black car, black Toyota Corolla, it's so common. People just try to hop in all the time. Just, oh, hi. Yeah, no. Not a good idea.
Batman said, how did you pass your background with the wrong social security number? And then Savage Scientist said he's back home, so I could send him an invite.
You know what? I have been on the platform for it'll be 2 years in February. I'm sure I put the right one in, but you know, when they get into your stuff, they could have, when I've been in there several times, I go in there like quite a bit, like, at least once a month. And if they're messing in the computers, they could have easily, typed the wrong letter at the end somehow. You know what I mean?
Let's send Savage an invite on here. Let's see. What if I can add him on it? Oh, I guess you're yeah, you I think.
Oh, do you need me to send an invite?
Yeah, I need you to send it to him.
So, the next, I just wanted to also talk about how these companies, this is not the first one. Okay, so they're trying to tell people, okay, so the way you tell your Uber driver, all right, is if you get in and you make them say their name.
Yes, absolutely.
No, wrong, because we got to ask you your name because we don't have your picture.
Right, you get it. Yeah. Can you tell me?
They say, don't say your name when you get in.
Yeah. Don't say hi. Hey, hi, are you Mandy?
Yeah, that is a good idea. Don't say, hi, I'm Mandy. But when you get in.
The other way around. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we need their name to know that we got the right person. We don't have their picture.
Governor Ed. Savage Scientist.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
let me turn this thing off.
Their name to know that we got
there we go. That's a lot better.
We're talking about
Seashell in the house. Hey, Seashell.
Ed, and you were deactivated from Lyft for a false accusation from passengers. Was there any recourse that you could take to get back on the system?
I would say get a lawyer.
Yeah,
there is. You can get a lawyer, but who's going to go through that?
Professional rideshare lawyers, and you might get back. We
do have a rideshare a lawyer here in Chicago.
What I really want to do is I don't care about the Lyft anymore. I want to go after the customer because I want to sue them for slander.
Yep, absolutely.
You can't because they're like anonymous, basically.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to go into the computer and find out.
The reason why I said that is because if you could go after the customer for saying something like, well, if Lyft do not, it's just like if you could subpoena Lyft because they allowed one of their customers, because Lyft know who the customer is. Because they could go back to the complaint, and then once you find out who the customer is, then you could turn around and sue Lyft and the customer.
Well, just this is my plug, just so you know. I am working with organizations. The nationwide organization I'm working with is called AIW. Alliance for Independent Workers. I do know another one called Gig Workers Rising. They are not made up of mostly drivers, whereas AIW is mostly drivers, rideshare drivers, and like delivery drivers and stuff like that. But the whole idea is Gig Workers Rising. I already did a story on this. They brought in a petition for wrongful deactivations into the Uber hub, and one of the Uber security officers tackled the guy when they were bringing it in. Of course, they had like these signs, stop wrongful deactivation in their hands. So, and they were demonstrating, but they were trying to deliver their petition. They weren't like, blocking streets or, causing problems or anything like that. I don't know if you know the difference between demonstrating and protesting. Protesting is like when you block streets and keep people from going inside, and you have to have permits for that. But if you just peacefully demonstrating, they can't stop you if you're on a public sidewalk. And you can go in to Uber to deliver paperwork if you are an Uber driver. You know what I mean? They can't kick you out just because you have a sign saying screw Uber. So just so you guys know, the whole idea of these wrongful deactivations, this is something that the AIW, Gig Workers Rising, Chicago Rideshare Advocates, they're working on this. And we just, the more people that say, we're going to join up with you, and we're going to become part of this this movement, even if all you do is sign the petitions. I signed up. I don't know Gig Workers Rising very well, but whenever they send me a petition, I sign it. And I can make sure, if you guys are even interested in any of the petitions, I can make sure I can put them down in the description below. Anybody ever have any questions, I am DriverLadyPro@gmail.com. But there has to be something done, because this is a new industry. And this is why we're talking about all this stuff. This is all new stuff. And I'm sure a lot of people, before they had stoplights, a lot of people ended up getting run over. You know what I mean? So it's sad that it takes people getting killed for people to actually do something about it. But the sad thing is wrongful deactivations is a big issue. Getting fired just because a customer says a bunch of BS that's not true, that's wrongful, and that's not right. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox.
That's all right. That's all right. Fat Man says
that he would sign a petition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he don't want spam.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with him.
Yeah, and it was he also, a lawyer won't take the case. It costs too much. You can go after the customer directly if you remember the address on it.
I picked that customer up at a hotel. Oh, I know who it was. I even got, if you look at my video on my channel, it's called My Worst Uber and Lyft Customers. It's on that video. And, that was the only time I shared a video. Since I'm deactivated, then that mean that if she could slander me, then that mean that I could go after her with any type of proof and evidence I have. So the only thing I have is that short video, because she had an attitude on the phone. So I know it was a 747 crashing into the building. Sorry about the 9/11 reference, but it was that plane was already doomed. So I already knew that was going to be a bad situation. She was bitching and complaining the whole time before I got her. Before I could stop the car, she telling me to put her stuff in the trunk.
Yeah. I
wish I could have. I wanted to get out the car and suplex her to that ground out there and just done with it.
Yeah.
So it actually, when I went to pick up this young man and I told him, I don't have your, I need your ID. And he really copped an attitude with me about, once somebody cops an attitude, if they are outside of my car, I don't let them in. Your safety is in your car, and your safety for not getting deactivated is in being able to, he said to me, "Oh, I just want to go to the city, and I'm 25 years old." All right, when you're arguing with me, I'm not letting you in my car. If you're already arguing with me, bye.
Yeah, I've had passengers.
I actually, I know that I shouldn't have did it, but I was money hungry that day. What happened was, soon when she told me to put her shit in the car, that's when I started the trip.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I should have. I mean, the thing is, soon, because I normally would have started that trip soon when her luggage is in the car. I never start trips without any of those things. But the big thing is with this. I think it's getting closer to the point where Lyft and Uber gonna have to start addressing these messed up deactivations, because they just deactivated one of the biggest rideshare channels. Yep. I mean, Dustin is over what, 10,000 subscribers?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a big deal.
I thought he had 11,000.
12.
Oh yeah, he might. Yeah. I was just saying over 10 just to keep it simple. But yeah, he might be at 11,000 now. But the problem with this deactivation is I was deactivated last year, and shit, nobody even cared. But this deactivation is somebody. I mean, it got the attention of the entrepreneur. He did a video on it.
Yeah,
and I mean, this is the big deal. And the real thing is Dustin don't even care about it. I mean, he just be like, you know what, this is just one deactivation. I have other. I mean, he got a plan Q while everybody else sitting at a plan B and C. So he thought about this ahead of time.
Absolutely. Going for the
right now I'm deactivated from Uber and Lyft. And I have a video coming out on that. On I'm gonna rush this video, and I'm gonna put this video out either today or tomorrow.
If you say in your video, I got deactivated from Uber, you will get all kinds of attention.
Yeah,
it'll be very popular.
But the thing is, and I will. So, but this video is gonna be how many people have videos that say activated from Uber and Lyft. So I could pull SEO from both markets.
When did the Uber deactivation happen?
The Uber deactivation happened on actually it was during LSU versus Alabama. So Ole Miss. So that was about 2 months ago. Yeah, but and the thing is, in my video, that's why I might do one of those launch things where the video, because the thing is, I mean, this story has a twist to it that's gonna blow you out the water. And if I say it now,
it'll ruin it. Don't say it.
It don't even make sense to make the video if I say it now.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I want to say it so goddamn bad, but I just know that this is almost the future of my YouTube channel if I say it now. So that video is coming as soon as possible. I mean, I've had the footage ready to go, the information. I just got to get this haircut up so I could look decent when I do this video.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
People in the chat, Savage Science is one of my favorite rideshare channels, tech channels in general, actually. So definitely check this guy out right here.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Dark Road. Yeah,
we share a lot of interest.
Look at that TV right there, man, with the green screen going. No,
tonight.
I really think that your channel deserves a lot more attention too, man. I mean, when Uber went down, you were the only person on freaking live in front of that protest.
Oh man,
you deserve 4 salutes for that. I mean, if I could salute with my feet, you'll be getting a foot salute. So
I wish you
deserve that, man, because
I wish you were
nobody else was doing that, man. I bet you, I'm gonna just say it like this: if anybody who had over 1,000 subscribers would have been doing that video, their channel would have instantly, that would have been big shit. That's all I can say. Big fucking shit. So yeah, my bad about the language. I don't even cuss on Sunday, but that would have been That would have been words that I could say. That's better. I can't think of a word that could explain this.
And thank you very much, Seashell.
Shell giving you some salutes too.
That would have been awesome if you were there with us, Savage. That would have been great.
I probably would have tried to go in the building.
Oh yeah,
with a hacksaw or something, and I probably would have just had some. If I would have had some headphones on, listening to some heavy metal. If you hear a black man listening to heavy metal, you know shit is about to go down.
Tell him you got an Uber Eats order.
I'm relaxing when I'm listening to rap. I mean, it's not happy. It's not. I mean, that's why I like playing Contra. That is my favorite game.
Yeah.
And whenever I do that, yeah, exactly. I would have been locked up in San Francisco jail. Exactly. Because I would have found Dora in that building.
So you have an Uber.
I would have put the championship title on the line against him on the spot. Got to get a referee. Dark Road Run is the referee. Yep, that would have been it. Even if he would have beat me down, at least I went down fight. So this is probably normally you get the savage scientist who is less savage, but today I'm savage. And I tell you like this, I hate Lyft. Now everybody see why. And when I put my video out tomorrow, you're gonna see why I hate Lyft so much. I'm deactivated from Uber and Lyft, but still I hate Lyft more.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of hacks at both of those companies, and they don't have an original idea. Rideshare driver Dustin in the house. It's halftime. Oh, nice.
So Dustin, he must have heard me talking about him just now.
Yeah.
Just sunburned him.
So let's do a question. I didn't read all of this, but I'm going to read it all now. This is a new member. So I picked up a rider in a pool near Riverside. He was the last passenger to an address in Ville Park. The name was, we'll just say Joe. Mm-hmm. It was this weird guy, and he said his friend had ordered the ride for him. We were 3 minutes from the drop-off location when it said the rider had canceled the ride. I knew this would be good. So I asked him if what the house number was. It was 3 minutes away, 600 something, and the street was Yale, so it was easy to remember. And then he said it was a motel 20 minutes away. So I told him, sorry, I can't take you there. He kept calling someone and saying, I don't know what about at that moment. I wanted him out of my car. So I took him to the original address, and he got so upset. I didn't care. I told him he had to get out. Be careful, ladies. As you can tell, it was in a lady and a female chat. So what's your take on that particular thing?
Well, the app could be wrong, though. I mean, like I said, the app could be wrong, but what I'm saying is that long as you're picking up the customer, then they almost can say that they're changing their destination.
Yep.
Well, this is what I do. When somebody gets in my car and they want to change the destination, especially if they're not the original person, okay? Especially, but I do it all the time anyway, because what will happen is they will call Uber and say, oh, that 20-minute ride, they didn't even bring me where I asked them to bring them. bring me. So if I make them change it in the app, folks, listen up. Make sure these passengers change the destination in the app. And I don't know anything about an iPhone, but they always say, how do I do it on my phone? And I say, swipe up. And that's all I know. Swipe up and there's a little button. And they look on their phone and they change the destination. I've had drunk people do it too. So don't think, oh, they're drunk, they can't do it. They can do it. Change it and be like, sorry, this is the way I have to do it, because then there's been so many people stealing rides. So the first thing I would have never, she's a new person, okay? But I would have never allowed somebody to get in my car and change the destination if they weren't able to do it. Because I don't know if even if his friend, okay, if his friend ordered the Uber, he needs to get a hold of his friend to change the destination. I'm not driving them where the app does not say, because I am not having them go to Uber and make up some tall story.
That's
and I've said that to a lot of
story.
Yeah.
Uber is going to be on a side, and even if you have, thing is, even if you have proof, I would say 90 to 100% of the time that Uber is going to be on a side. It's only a very, very few times where Uber takes the driver's side.
Mm-hmm. You can have dash cam footage.
100% on Lyft.
That's why you got a PYB, protect your butt. We're saying that the nice way.
Yep.
PYA, protect your ass.
Yep.
And that is the number one thing. If somebody wants me to change the destination, I am not doing it. I'm not ringing it up on my other phone, because I do have two phones. And that other phone is not to change the destination. What it is if I'm in the middle of Chicago and one phone is going rinky dink, I have another phone I can look for directions on too.
Yeah. Good luck, Justin.
I think if Dustin would have been at Uber headquarters the day they had the protest, he would have walked in there with Smakovich.
Oh man,
he would have walked in there with that.
Wouldn't that be amazing? We got all the YouTubers, the rideshare YouTubers, to go out in front of, and we're all streaming on our channels in a group outside Uber headquarters.
That'll do it. I think that would get enough attention. But the thing is, the app went down when you was doing your protest. When you was out there, the app was down, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, just imagine the Uber man would have posted that video.
Oh yeah,
I swear on my next $5 that I bet you, if he would have just came back as Uber man for that one day and shared a link to your channel showing that video, I bet you will have 10,000 or more subscribers right now. You probably could have had a chance of having 80 or 90,000. I'm not shitting, man. I'm serious, like 2 heart attacks on one heart. I'm telling you, man. This you would have had. I'm no expert on YouTube or anything, but I know. Look at what happened with Peterson. Uberman just said, something about his him going over the terms of services. This affected the customers. So it would have been big. So the drivers and the customers could have had a chance to look at your information and subscribe to your channel. Telling you, man. And then even entrepreneurs even mentioned that this protest wasn't even. It didn't even hit the news, and it should have been on the news. People barely talked about how Uber went down for at least 9 hours.
Yeah, the stories. I think they don't last. They last a couple days, and then people talk. It could be. I've seen the most horrific, horrible, stories about rideshare. Like, the test vehicle that ran over that woman in the self-driving car. All the evidence points to the fact that Uber was negligent, and they hired, someone who wasn't trained, who wasn't focused on the test, and then it's like, and they disabled safety features, and this woman got hit. There's video of it, and now they're like kind of going strong to their IPO, like, and getting their driverless cars back on testing in cities. So I don't know what it's going to take. There's been even our driver insurance. I remember back when we didn't have any rideshare insurance that was provided by Uber or Lyft, and that was caused because there was an Uber driver on Halloween in 2013 who had been driving, like 18 hours or something like that. It was exhausted, and then ran over a family, like a little girl who was out trick-or-treating, and it was like a 6-year-old kid, and that was the reason. And then the family sued Uber, sued the driver, and he declared bankruptcy, and he said so they're going to go after Uber as corporate, and they went after Uber corporate, and that's when Uber made their famous case of like, well, these are just independent contractors, we're not liable for this incident. And then it was like, the press it was such a bad story for Uber that they were afraid that the state was going to dictate like, you have to offer your drivers commercial insurance, make them employees. So then they kind of did the James River insurance, but it's like all these horrible stories over there. It's like nothing has been hard, like nothing has taken this company down or made some. I mean, so there's made changes though. That horrific story about the kid who got ran over, but basically both Uber and Lyft stepped up and said, okay, we're going to give our drivers some insurance policy. But in the beginning, it was just a useless policy that was like, it wasn't undercovered on stage 1, and it was only stage 2, which is minimal coverage, and then stage 3 was the $1 million policy. But it's like,
man, you have a lot of insight into this.
Yeah, it's fascinating. This stuff is
subscribers.
Yeah, I want to build a gaming channel though. And see, you talk about what you're doing though is tech channels. Savage, let me tell you.
You know what? You guys are like, I want to do these kind of channels, but both of you guys, and I have stepped up my game. Remember last time when Dark Road Run decided to give me tell me how many years it's going to take me to get 5,000 subscribers, and it's going to be like 2 more years almost for me to get the 1,000. So I upped my game. I'm just telling you, I upped my game, and I'm putting out videos every Wednesday that show that I'm on point, more on point, and everybody's going, good tips, Mandy. That is because I've been going to there's a YouTube, what is it? YouTube
Creator Academy or
boot camp. There is a YouTube, there's YouTube trainings on how to do YouTube videos. All you have to do is Google it, and you can do videos, because people don't just watch, whatever, willy-nilly. You got to do what people like you to do. So that is the whole thing around YouTube videos. If you do stuff that maybe interests you, then that's really doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get a lot of views. You got to do stuff that interests other people as well.
That's why it's harder to grow a channel. Like if I was strictly do Uber and Lyft videos, I would have a lot of subscribers. But it's the fact that I mentioned gaming and all that, and haven't done a gaming video in more than a year. That's one strike on my channel. The second strike would be that I cover science and tech. And, so really when you combine all those topics on one channel, that makes it hard to grow. So that's why my channel is called Savage Scientist. It's about me, the scientist. And
okay,
that's what
if you want to do scientist, I suggest you can also add an element, because you don't have to make all your money by being monetized. Okay, even before you get monetized, you can still make money, and there are videos of how to do that out there. And I made a video on how to make money as a YouTuber without even being monetized. Okay, it's
I know they have ways to do it. Yeah, because I've been checking it out.
Put affiliate links in there. You can, if you have tech stuff, you recommend this certain camera and especially just before Christmas when everybody's getting ready to buy, bam, you're set. You're set. You just gotta make videos.
I have one video already ready, but I just didn't publish it yet. I just finished another one. So I'm gonna have 2 tech videos coming out tomorrow. I want to get them 2 out the way because it's a series. And then the 3rd video is gonna be the Uber video. And then I'm going back to tech. Because like you say, this is holiday season. I have a review. I have a lot of, like, this week I'm gonna put out a lot of videos on review cameras, dash cams. I have a lot of that stuff coming out this week.
Do you have affiliate link?
I used to, but it was too much. I just
why are you suggesting
about that right now?
Buy these things? You could get credit for it and actually make money off of it.
Yeah, because I had a Amazon affiliate link. If you look at one of my videos right now, the one with the one for the thing that fell apart, I didn't make any money off of it because my channel is still small. So I just focused on putting out good content. And even if I do a product review just for the hell of it, I'm just getting experience, and people gonna know me as somebody who, I'm not really into doing that yet, but that's coming though. It is coming. Whenever I
Google it, I'm telling you, you can make good money off of it. I have to step out for a minute. I'll be right back.
All right.
Batman says he's on Top Buzz. I got to check that out. He gets $100 a month. I don't know if that's a product review.
So you could do a video on Top Buzz, Batman.
Yeah, Ed, it's like what you're building though is you're building a brand that when it gets to a level, you get companies to send you the free stuff because they want you to review it. And I love it, the fact that, like, if your reviewers buy it, then you get a little piece of that action out. It's just
because I'm not trying to endorse a brand right now because my channel is too small to be getting into something like follow my affiliate link. I only have 600 subscribers.
Right.
Once I hit 1,000, then I'm gonna take it a little more serious because it's just like advertisers. It's just like a company. A company might say we only target channels that meet this threshold. So instead of wasting time putting affiliate links, because it take a lot of time you have to go on Amazon, you have to go to this, that's time I could be putting out another video over 13 cents. You might make 13 cents off of that affiliate link. So and it might take you an additional 3 hours to put all that affiliate link crap in your video. 3 hours, that's enough time to set up, produce another video. And I would rather put another video out than to worry about 13 cents.
It's I was thinking at that protest, like, I wonder what the correlation is between the Uber drivers and YouTube viewers, because my theory is that it's not that much, because if you look at the largest rideshare channels that are produced by drivers and are about rideshare. You're looking at maybe 30,000 subscribers for like Rideshare Professor, 12,000 for Rideshare Driver Dustin. Like Harry the Rideshare guy is like 25, 30,000. That's small when you think about, like, there's 100,000 rideshare drivers just in my market in the Bay Area. Like,
yeah, it seemed like Uber drivers are not supportive of each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Drivers do not support, and that's to show you the best way to get people. I'm not gonna even lie. Sometimes I say, hey, you know what? I have a sign on the back of my car that says Savage Scientist, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I tell them, hey, you know what? If you see your picture or your video on YouTube, I want you to personally sue me.
Yeah.
So that'll make it so they want to subscribe to my channel just to see what it's about. I don't tell them what's on there. They say, oh, you're a scientist. You know, tell them, you know what?
I like that.
Look for your picture.
That would get them. Yeah. Well, yeah. It like, look, rideshare. Ryan is driving is like a rideshare drama channel that the very few videos, like 30 videos, is 700,000+ subscribers. But I think people are. It's not rideshare advice on it, but okay. What you're doing, and you and me are doing, like, you know, into tech and gaming, and like small gaming channels are like 100,000 subscribers. There's kids out there with, like, you know, 17, 18 years old that have started a gaming channel 2 years ago and play Fortnite or Minecraft. And
that is because you all need to watch the how-to videos on how to make a channel.
Yeah.
That I'm trying to tell you. I can't spell it out anymore.
I think I put out a video last year, and I even said that once, you know, it's not about getting a lot of subscribers, because I could tell you like this: I could have at least 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers just by taking everything off my channel and do strictly rideshare.
Yeah,
you call myself the Savage Driver, but then it's gonna be harder for me to grow in the other. You see, if you think about it, there are 4772K. I just made that up. But what I'm saying is that if you look at what Uberman just did, Uberman.
Oh yeah.
First he was Uberman. He grew his channel, but then he reached the plateau. Then he started doing cost shit. I mean, and he slowly. I mean, it ain't like he was doing Uber videos and then one day he just started doing cost stuff. He started introducing cost stuff slowly into his channel, and then it was a slow transition into that other stuff. Yep. So when that happened, when he did that, then it became a turning point for his channel.
So I want to reel things in, and I want to talk about another thing. This was on ABC 7 on December 11th. A Lyft driver has been charged with battery after police say he sexually harassed and tried to have sex with a 17-year-old passenger. And then it goes on to talk about the home was in Lyons. I don't know where that is. I don't know if that's in Chicago. Probably is. I don't know. But he repeatedly tried to have sex with her. This is an enormous reason why you don't take people under 18, and you do not flirt with your Uber passengers. I don't care how cute they are. She said he kept rubbing her thigh and leg and asking her sexual questions. And the mother was the one that ended up having to report the incident, of course, of what happened. He says the reason why he did this was because of a recent divorce.
Oh, jeez.
Bullshit. I mean, you know what? We need you to make on your OBS a big bullshit. Peter.
I do need like
some of the crap we come across, like, okay, no, listen. Did any of you see that Uber video where they said, "Oh, this is an open market, so we can't put a cap on the number of Uber drivers there are because it's an open market, and that would defeat the bullshit." They do that, and other companies do that. They put a cap on the open market because they don't want to flood the market. So, anyway, we need a meter.
Yeah, Sabotage, you drove a cab before rideshare back in the day. Was there any what was the protocol if a passenger made an allegation against a taxi driver?
Hold on, let me answer this right quick.
Oh, yeah.
Hello? Man, you ain't here. I'm in the live stream. You ain't see my text?
So,
yeah,
man, I think watch, man, you did this shit on purpose, man. Man, you know what? I want you to start writing your epitaph right now because I'm coming, and I got my sledgehammer, and I'm killing you.
Where's my chocolate?
Well, you know what, man? You know what? All right. I want your job, too. I'm taking your job.
Whoever you are talking to, you need to break out the spanky. Let me grab my spanky. Oh, I do have it.
Yeah, I'm back now.
Break out spanky.
Yeah, you want to get demonetized for that. Soldier tonight is 100% savage. You know what?
Savage.
There we go.
Oh,
see the
man.
blue light behind me? Serious.
I can't wait till I can't wait till you when you get monetized. You start having like you could have a merchandise. You have merchandise, and I'm seeing bumper stickers and Savage Scientist like t-shirts everywhere. So that there's a lot of potential.
Go get Savage on a forehead.
Oh yeah.
So by the way, Fat Man says, rude. No wonder you were deactivated. Ha ha.
Oh yeah,
Fat Man said Amazon.
That's just in case he watching this live stream. Yeah.
You do what? Just in case.
Dark Road Run got a VCR with a scrolling marquee on it.
I set the clock. I figured out how to set the clock to my channel. You remember those, like plugging a VCR and you got the blinking clock 12 a.m. And
if you would have had Dark Road Run blinking on there.
Oh,
that would have definitely.
So this is what Fat Man says about the story I read. Even if the story is true, remember that passengers lie too. Not saying the driver is innocent. Well, the driver kind of almost admitted that he was lying by saying, well, it's because of a divorce.
Yeah. No, that
what? You don't do that. Don't.
Thank you, show. Yeah, it is. It's there are drivers that shouldn't be on the platform, and there are passengers that shouldn't be on the platform.
Yeah,
but I think Uber and Lyft, they have definitely more drivers than they need, so we're expendable, and so they're gonna a controversy. The chances of them losing a good dedicated driver like Savage Scientist or Rideshare Driver Dustin, the consequences of that are not to Uber and Lyft. It's they may lose a good driver out there, but they it saves them from the risk of what if it was a legitimate like bad driver out there. They gotta there's just there's more of us we're expendable to these companies. So.
Yeah, worse than we we are worth less than being a number. You know how they say you're just a number? To Uber and Lyft, we worse than that. We probably, it's almost like an exclusive club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't really get to know you. When they
like,
did Uber call you at all? Like, did you talk to a human being during during that process?
Oh yeah, that's coming on my video.
You did? Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that video is, I'm gonna talk about that. And the claim. At least, but the thing is, at least I talked to somebody from Uber. That's one of the biggest things. I like the fact that at least Uber did talk to me. Lyft, they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
That's why I hate Lyft so bad. I hate them so bad.
So Fat Man says, yeah, completely insulting to the rest of us to act like your riders are your next date.
Yeah.
Then Seashell says DRR has a great radio voice.
Well, thank you very much, Seashell.
Seashell, I'm coming to Florida January 1st. Doesn't she live in Florida?
Who, Shell?
Shell.
Shell is in the Baltimore area. Baltimore, DC, East Coast. She is between Philadelphia and Charleston, South Carolina. Isn't that about right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Seashell says, and good for an open forum. The Fat Man says, you wouldn't do that sexual shit at work. You know better. Why are you doing it in an Uber?
Yeah.
Exactly. Why? Why are you acting like this in an Uber? Because you think it's... The thing is, this is the thing I think that needs to happen with or without Spanky.
Everybody just have you got the Smackovich, the slipper.
This is Spanky.
What's your thing? Dog Road Run.
I just start singing.
Oh, you got.
Just because I sing bad doesn't mean I won't.
And Shell got the gloves. Fat Man gonna have the TIF. We're gonna have to get him a TIF too.
Problem is, I think Uber and Lyft have made this experience too casual, and people like they just there's no like protocol to this. You know, it's just, hey, sit up front. You know, put your arm around the driver if you want to. It's like they don't. It's like taxi cab. It was you never had this like. If there wasn't room in the back, then maybe you can sit up front. But it was like half-inch, like bulletproof glass separating the driver area was separate from the passenger area, and it's just now rideshare is like they sold it as it's your friend with a car. It's this is your buddy picking you up, you know. And this is, you know, it these don't worry, all these it's all been worked out and vetted, and it's just it's too casual.
So Fat Man says, what part of Florida are you coming to, Niles? Fat Man says, I don't have Spanky, but I got the Everglades kit. I don't know about that. Seashell says, my handcuffs and black leather gloves, LOL. That sounds weird. But yeah, handcuffs might actually be a good idea to carry with you in a car. So if you have some problems, you got that sucker stuck right there. He ain't going nowhere.
You know what? Next time, if I ever get a customer who don't want to get out of my car, whenever I start driving Uber again, because I think I'm gonna be driving Uber pretty soon. If somebody don't want to get out of my car, I'm gonna say that they kidnapped me.
Yeah,
because they kidnap my car, then that's robbery. That's almost, you know, I'm gonna pull one of those moves that the women always use. You know, like if I was to tell a girl she can't get out of my car, now I done kidnapped her. So you kidnap me because because I can't. I'm stranded, and for I can't get into my own vehicle. So I'm stranded on the outside of my vehicle.
I wish there was. I wish Uber would back you up on that.
Oh yeah,
they won't. They'll end up
my Florida calendar
you for stupid crap that didn't really happen. It's that way all the time.
I just, I mean, I know I was saying this last week when I was talking no limitation rideshare. It's like, if I don't want to tell people like never do this job, like kind of, don't even think about doing it. I say like, because it takes a certain type of person to do ride. Not everybody can do this, and not like whether you should or you shouldn't. It's just you need to have a part of you that's kind of like a bodyguard, kind of a bouncer. You got to be tough in this job out there, because don't just get as much information about it as you can. If you accept the risks and you accept the limitations on this, like of how much you can, they're going to pay you and how much money you're going to make on this, you're okay with the risks of something going wrong with your car or you getting a crazy passenger, then by all means, like I wish you the best out there. So it's like everything else. It's like getting a job at a gas station and working the night shift. There is a risk. Like when you get a job at a night shift anywhere, it's like they'll tell you, well, by the way, you're here by yourself. Just so you know, there is a chance that someone might come in at 2 o'clock in the morning with a gun and hold you up because they know you're the only one there. So they're telling you the risk. If you're okay with the risks, then yeah, go for it. There's people that really enjoy the job, the way rideshare is set up, the way it is right now, and I wish them the best at that. They're okay with putting in the crazy amount of hours and everything on this, but I just want to reach the drivers that think this is a completely different than what the reality of it. Like they think it's easy, and they think that Uber's got like has got them secured and it's got their back on this. And because if you just listen to Uber and Lyft about this job, you're not getting the whole story about this. When Uber and Lyft say this could be a challenging job, they don't say anything about the fact that we have no protection against any kind of passengers, that they can do whatever they want. They can get an Uber gift card at Target and get a burner phone, create a fake email account, call us up at 2 o'clock in the morning to have us take.
You know what we should do? We should do that exactly.
Show it how easy it is to get a fake. Yeah.
We should. You know what? If we should do a YouTube video where we burn a burner phone, get a burner phone, get a Uber card, and make a fake account, and then we could do a YouTube video about us like actually getting into the car and what we actually do in the car. I mean, I don't know. I'm not one to do mean, naughty things. So,
I just thought about something real wicked. And that would be, get like you say, a burner account, and then get that driver deactivated, and then see if I could get that driver reactivated by saying I made all this up. I would do that I would, you know what? Screw that. Since I don't drive for Lyft, I would use my Lyft account.
Yeah.
I wish I knew somebody who had a dispensable Lyft driving account, who make $1 million, who don't care about it, just so we could go through this experiment.
That would be a good, man.
Anybody want to volunteer for this? Send me an email.
And that would make an amazing video. If you actually called Lyft and you totally made up a whole big gigantic story, and you and this other person were in on the whole thing, and then you made a big huge video about the whole thing, and then showed how easy it is for Uber and Lyft drivers to do that.
Well, we could definitely.
The fat man just said, don't do it for those people who haven't thought about doing it yet. I know that they probably have some people who, the customers are already doing it. They're doing it to drivers that's really out here trying to make money.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if we could see both ends of it, just like because I'm not gonna lie, I thought about wanting to do that on my channel while I was driving for Lyft, but I just say screw it. I mean, but my thing is, if we knew somebody who didn't care about being deactivated, then we could get both me and that person in the same vicinity. We run a call, and then we put it on YouTube. Then I just say that this person had a gun in the car, and then let's see what happened. They had gun in the car. They cursed me out. They called me something. Any of our top things that the number three, the three things that get you deactivated on Lyft and Uber would be having a gun in the car,
intoxicated,
drinking and driving, and probably.
All right, here's the idea. Say drinking and driving, but you can the person can do something about the drinking and driving and actually go to get a P test and have it reversed. Yeah. That's even better.
Yeah.
And then if they don't do nothing about it, then say, oh, you know what? This is the experiment done by, and the thing is, let me say one more freaking goddamn thing about this. Rideshare, and this, if we could get together and do this, then our channel will be leading in research. I mean, this is a research opportunity to see the inner workings of Lyft and Uber. I'm telling you, we own to something right now.
Expose that double.
I tell you like this: if we don't do it, Harry Campbell will.
Yeah.
I think we should. I think it's a good idea.
I think like definitely show how easy it is to make a fake account on these platforms.
Yeah, we could make a video on how easy it is to make a fake account.
Not as an instructional video to people.
I could do the video on how easy it is to get deactivated.
Yeah.
And then you could do the part on how easy it is to challenge that deactivation. So each of us will have our own part of that.
There's a crazy double standard out there with these companies. You make a claim against a passenger. Are they getting deactivated? Like, were they intoxicated in your car? Yes, they were. Or were they abusive? And you make those claims. Like, all they say is, we're investigating the situation. You never hear any results about it. But guarantee.
Well, if you were in the Chicago area, maybe we could do that, because I know exactly what I would do if you claimed I was drunk.
Yeah.
And I would gladly make a video about it.
Yeah. Makes me want to get a urine test every time I go out.
The problem is I could still get actually deactivated because I know you, and you're not supposed to know your passenger.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to tell Uber this or Lyft. How they gonna know we know each other?
Because we have a podcast. They could find our podcast.
The thing is, if they look at our podcast, then you know what? Then that means it's reaching the right people. And that means that you should be able to go back and be like, well, look at all these. Y'all worried about our podcast whenever they have tons of people who make videos about being deactivated. Y'all could. So that means that y'all do know. If you can watch our podcast, and that means that you deactivated somebody wrongfully.
Yep.
But they could just pick the parts. It's just, it's kind of like they could pick the parts that they want to. It's like pick and choose. This ain't Walmart. You can't just pick what you want. I mean, they just come here, deactivate people wrongfully, and then they got an IPO coming. They want people to invest in. I mean, it's kind of like investing in Nazi Germany or something. I mean,
it's about they're very concerned about their image, their public image right now, because that's money, that's investment when they go public. It's one thing when they're private companies and they, but when they start selling shares to they're going to be selling shares to a lot of the drivers out there who were part of the people out there that are working for them. And I mean, I think that your personal driver, he was falsely deactivated from Uber, even though the live streaming, it wasn't in the terms of service that it was not allowed when he made those videos. And it's and so they gave him this ultimatum that was like, you delete those videos or we're going to deactivate you. Well, those were posted before they updated the terms of service.
So how you could deactivate somebody for videos whenever? I mean, if Uber decide to say this is our terms of services, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? How could y'all just say, all right, we're gonna change that? You see this right here? This is called A5. And they just make the shit up on the spot.
Yep. They know.
Also, somebody said something about, I think that was the entrepreneur talking about how Uber, I mean, they're not even doing the lawsuit thing. What is it called? Arbitration. They not even, I mean, just like, you just flood Uber and Lyft with arbitration requests. I done sent them one already, saying that I want to, because they're supposed to supply an arbiter for the driver. So
and like, they're supposed to pay for those 1,500 for those arbitrations. So each time they have this wrongful deactivation and you bring them to arbitration, they're not paying that 1,500. And you do that among all these drivers, tons and tons of drivers. They're saving tons and tons of money. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they thought it'd be cheaper than a class action lawsuit.
I mean, we can't get a class action lawsuit because it's not going to make it any better, Yeah,
we tried that.
At least you'll have money, though. we wouldn't have money, but just imagine this: if you could sue for wrongful deactivation, or sue them for breach, maybe we should just sue them for breach of contract.
Yeah, that's, I think, what they're doing.
Yeah, because
that's what they're doing with the wrongful wrongful about the arbitrations, is they're holding up these arbitrations up in court, So one way to get them is to bring that all to the media. You could call the media.
I approached a lawyer here in Baton Rouge, and she said that she got a caseload. But I really wanna. That's why I want to do a stream with Dustin, so we could see about getting. I mean, right now Dustin got the attention. He got a lot of people. He got a lot of people on his side now.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'll give you guys the Gig Workers Rising is doing it. The petition. I will give you the petition. We can pass it all around. Hopefully, Dustin would be willing to pass it around on his channel too. Because we really need to do something about it. This wrongful deactivation is not right. You can get fired from your job for whatever reason they want to, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's BS.
Let me ask you both of you guys, how long do you think that this job is going to exist? How many more years do you think?
I think rideshare is here to stay.
Yeah.
Rideshare became a new form of business. You have taxi. You know what? This is really what I think rideshare is. Rideshare is a modern, and I even said this in a video last year. I didn't even check out the comments. Fat Man said a lot of stuff about being in the military, the USAF. That's where I'm in the Air Force. He was Army. And he said that Army stand for, he signed, yes, my retarded ass signed up Army backwards. And Marines muscles are not required. Muscles are required. Intelligence is not essential. It's kind of that's kind of true for Marines. I mean, You know, and I'm about to segue into that Uber thing. See how they had these protests going on? Just imagine if they piss off a Marine. What's gonna happen? So
Uber 757's Marine.
All right. And I know you do have this massive database of all the I hate the word Uber tuber.
Yeah,
I just call them YouTube channels that focus on rideshare.
Gig sig.
Yeah, gig centric. That's what I call
it. It is, yeah. I would love to. I'd love to make a website like that. You put in your zip code, and it'll tell you the rideshare YouTube channels that are in your area, so you can learn directly from people who represent your area on it. But
yeah, and then you could get paid for that too. I mean, the thing is, you know, I would say, you know, we could start a new resource for Uber drivers. I'm telling you, because that stuff that, you know, I'm not gonna say nothing bad about Harry Campbell.
Yeah,
but he is kind of like too big to understand what it's like to be us. Because I tell you one thing that he did do. I made a comment on his channel because he said something like, name some things that you do to keep a 5-star rating. He removed my comment. I said one thing I do to sustain or keep a good rating is I would turn my trip off a little bit early. So if I'm like in the last, you'll be surprised. Like if I'm down to the last block, I turn the meter off. Yeah. And then I say, all right, I'll turn the meter off a little bit. Give me a bit of a discount. 5 stars and a tip.
Yeah. Oh, I can see that.
I'm talking about like if you could see the mall in the area. And then another thing that'll make it so you just got a little more time to get your next call too. So that comment was removed on Harry Campbell's channel.
Man.
Why would they it wasn't like you were saying rude things.
Well, and then the thing is, he started using that as if he came up with it on his own.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, he doesn't. Yeah, it seems like he's built like almost this whole company around his channel where he doesn't even make his own videos anymore. He
has somebody else make his videes. Yeah. I'm like, say what? I thought we were watching Harry Campbell.
I mean, he didn't even do his own live stream. I mean, yeah, he became. Oh, yeah. You know, that's called Hollywoodized.
He
became.
I mean, yeah,
like a bank, too big to fail.
It is. I remember he was one of like probably the first characters out there that of public figures of rideshare drivers that I heard about back. But I think it was because all the media was going to him to interview get his point of view on any article that come about rideshare. They have a quote from Harry the rideshare guy. Yeah.
So
his blog was his first. Yeah.
Fat Man says, I just lost it. I was reading it on your thing. Fat Man says in the legal spectrum. Okay, it's going to come up in a minute.
Oh, I got it. In the legal spectrum of the law, due to you being classified as an independent contractor, you are not protected. You can terminate your contractual agreement without cause. They can terminate your contractual agreement, and that is the biggest. Like that is, man.
Well,
the Fat Man says Harry is a sellout.
Sellout.
Savage Scientist's version or take on that. It's great. Oh man,
is a sellout. I would have to say the 3 sellouts are.
You put Simple Driver in the.
I'm gonna put Simple Driver number 1, the Simple Sellout. You know, and the second one is Harry, and the third one would probably be Uberman.
Well, it's
and Uberman is kind of not really a sellout. He just because we don't really know because he stopped doing videos.
Yeah, well,
I think part of the reason why he's having problems with Uber because his name is Uberman.
He was.
They do have a new Uberman now.
yeah. I've seen him in some chats there out there. But
he's going to end up having a lot of problems if he has his own videos.
Isn't that crazy that like Uber is cracking down on the name Uber? It's like, it's ours. Damn it.
Uberman made a smart move by changing his channel.
Oh,
but
I agree.
I told people last year around this time, get Uber. I would not, to diversify your channel. Don't put Uber and Lyft in your name.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
okay, I have something else I want to talk to you about. This is another thing. Teen forces special needs DoorDash delivery driver to refund out of his own pocket. So, apparently the teen was ordered McDonald's and ice cream. Oh, the ice cream machine was down, and the delivery driver couldn't deliver the McFlurry. So, in the video, the driver explains it's not his responsibility, yet the teen continues to harass the driver and say he must return his own money. And it was fairly apparent that the driver has a social disability, and according to the people on Twitter who know the man, this is absolutely the case. The driver was so upset from the interaction. You can visibly see his hand shaking while grabbing money from his own pocket. The teen knew he had an issue and took full advantage of the situation. A couple of bullies saw their opportunity and feasted on this guy. The video is well on its way to over 10 million views after only being online for less than 24 hours. I'm sure there is going to be a massive GoFundMe push for this guy that will turn his loss into of $4 into tens of thousands. So apparently, I'm not going to read on and on and on, but I'll put the in the description below. You guys can read the it later on. But apparently, people a driver that was developmentally disabled. I have friends that are developmentally disabled. My best friend is developmentally disabled, and you can tell she is developmentally disabled very quickly. And it is very sad that we have people out in society that will prey on that and will actually try to get money and get you to do. There's so many people. We live in such a nice community. My friend doesn't have. I mean, she can go to like stores and they will help her out, and sometimes she gets a free sandwich or a free this or that every so often, like on her birthday or something like that, you know what I mean? Because they know she's developmentally disabled. But the tables go both ways. People do prey on people that are not as intelligent, or maybe they have some challenges, and this is a sad thing.
Absolutely.
What are your guys' take on this?
First, I hate delivering ice cream. I hate those ice cream orders.
Do.
They're messy, and if it's more than like your destination's 10-15 minutes down the road, and don't order ice cream over Uber Eats or Caviar or Postmates.
You know what? Here's the thing I have done as an Uber driver is when I leave, an Uber Eats driver, when I leave out the door before I start driving, I make sure I bring 2 cold packs and put it in a bag so that the food stays cold if it's cold, and I should get 2 hot packs too. Like you can get like socks and put rice in them and microwave them, and it'll keep those the socks, microwave them for like a minute, and it'll keep it warm for a long time. And you can put just a brand new sock with rice in it, and then stick it in the bottom, and it'll keep the food warm, and it's really inexpensive. FYI, for those delivery drivers.
That's the reason why I never take that never was something I wanted to do. I never taken any Uber Eats calls because of the simple fact that I don't want to get out of my car, and I don't want to have to deal with nobody else's food. If they had a way to differentiate between, because I know sometimes, like if I want to bring this across town, you could use Uber Eats to have this delivered across town.
I thought that was a Postmates thing.
When Uber Eats first started off, it was packages.
Right.
The thing was, there's no way to. Well, I think it do say meal. So I think it'll be a pack, like it'll show up as a package or something.
Yeah, it was.
The only thing I see is meal, so I just stopped doing it.
Yeah, think about the risk.
I just turned Uber Eats completely off.
You think of the risk, like we could be stopped, like a traffic stop or something like that, and then
right
giving you like a thing of drugs or something. It's like, now that there's people taking advantage of the Uber delivery service on that.
I would rather do Amazon Flex.
Amazon Flex, yeah.
Than deliver packages, than to have to deliver food.
Right. And Amazon Flex, that's
and then they
at a warehouse.
Complain about it.
Yeah. Fat Man's doing Flex out there.
So yeah, he said delivery or meal. All right.
I've had people. I've transported packages under UberX and Lyft requests. I think it was before they did the Uber. They had delivery. I'd pull up and they said, "Oh, can you just this is your passenger. It's just a box of stuff, and you can take it to this place, and they'll meet you." But it was more restaurants that were moving stuff around. But
because like that'd be a good way to do. To just charge XL prices.
Yeah. That's right.
And then the thing is, if you delivering furniture, you should still be able to do UberX calls. You should be able to do calls while you delivering crap. And me personally, I would rather if they had a way that you could just do delivery. I would not want to deal with customers at all if I could do delivery.
Yeah,
if the man was there.
Yeah,
of non-food items.
These customers out there, please remember to turn on your porch lights at nighttime. It's like impossible. I've never been to your house before. I don't know where the address is. It's just, I hate those. Like they pretend like they just forget that, like, oh, there's actually a human being coming to drop off food, and like porch light being on would help.
That's one thing I like about the box. You take a picture of the box, snap it, I'm gone.
They should have a mode. That's a cyber science. That is a brilliant. They should.
That's how road it work though. That's how.
Okay.
So they deliver something on road it. Take a picture of it. Sometimes, like and I still have another video on road that I'm supposed to be doing too. We deliver on road it and in your car. You take a picture of it. Leave the shit outside. That's it. I'm going about my business. I got a lot of tips on road because the customers. This is a totally different caliber of customer when you're doing road. I done got $80 in tips.
Huh. And are you making good money on the delivery fees?
The thing is, when you do road, is you won't make money off of delivering one thing, but when you combine a lot of things, that's how you make the money. Because I
think I'm doing road. I'm going to sign up for roadie when I go to California or Florida.
You driving to Florida? You driving down there?
I'm driving to Florida January 1st. Everybody, y'all get ready. Those folks in Florida, get ready. I'm coming to visit.
All right. The roadie.
Bring your Everglade kit home, huh? Man might get
I don't know what an Everglade kit is.
Oh, you didn't see it's a body bag, a
Yeah, it's on Miami Vice.
Body bag is one of them. I only know the most, the worst part of it. There's a body bag.
That okay, so
a hammer, a knife,
flashlight, swamp
some
light,
duct tape, and some rocks. I think. Yeah, Everglade kit.
An Everglade kit to make sure you kill these people that are being naughty or mean or
some 24-hour energy.
Yeah, and you probably could just wrap that body up, call Rody, and have it delivered to the nearest.
And I'll call you to help me hide the body, okay?
I mean,
you seem to know quite a bit about doing this stuff.
They see me coming, they already looking at me thinking I'm the police. So when I pull up, I think a police car probably can get away with it though.
Oh yeah.
We got 6 minutes left. I'm going to read the last of these these things that Fat Man is posting. Why do you think Uber and Lyft don't want you as an employee? Not being funny, but I can't watch Harry talk. His mouth is weird looking. And then he said it would be harder to deactivate us. That story ticked me off, says Fat Man. The teen that would have been hurt if I witnessed that. And then he said Everglades kit, LOL. I'm not going to that much effort since they don't tip. Oh, he's not going to do that much effort with putting all the ice packs in the bags and the hot socks and blah, blah, blah. If you tip on their property, if you trip on their property, you can sue.
Yeah, I delivered like multi-million-dollar
body bag, sturdy knife, and duct tape, and hungry alligators. He says, and then Savage says, "Do it. Come with the alligators." And then a Fat Man says, "Gotta find them."
I always thought, when I'm dropping off food, like some kind of caviar order at like some of these multi-million-dollar estates in San Francisco, if I misstepped on the way out, isn't that like instant? Like it's just like that's my retirement package right there. But you could sue because there's
break, huh? Step on a rake, pow, hit you in the face like on Tom and Jerry.
I mean, these customers, they don't leave any light. There's no exterior lighting on their houses. There is, but they don't leave it on. They don't bother to turn it on.
This is what I don't understand. If you order food, why don't you have your lights on outside?
I always thought I got to bring a flashlight on this job if I'm going to do deliveries at night. Especially
buddy, I did a video and I'll leave it in the description below. It's called the Tacbat. And I did a video about it. It's super awesome.
I heard that super flashlight thing. They use like a club.
It looks like a club, but it's a dream. It'll scope it. You can see the light. Ooh, yeah. And you can see it for like 4 miles. It'll light up the whole front. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did a video. I don't know if you saw that, but it's an amazing flashlight. I wonder if I have it.
Well, she got her own weapon now.
Yeah, you better watch out. Yeah, we aren't going to talk about that as a weapon because it's a flashlight, right? It's a flashlight, guys.
Yeah, it's not. It's allowed to have a flashlight in your car.
I'm allowed to have a flashlight shaped like a bat in my car.
Uber changes the terms of service.
You can't have a knife either, huh?
I don't have a knife. I have a flashlight.
You have one though?
Huh?
I don't think you can have a knife either.
No,
you can't have any type of protection.
What about a grenade? You know what? The only thing I need is I could have a can of gas and some in a lighter.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And some hairspray.
You're not allowed to have
they can't tell me nothing about that.
I mean,
hilarious. We see
I
that
put
in
the liquid
terms
nitrogen in my car and ride around with it.
It's
Got,
no update.
got a problem? Oh, you know what? Here goes something right here. This isn't liquid nitrogen, but this look like piss. I bet you this would make a great weapon. Good.
No
I
yellow.
didn't hear nothing. Don't see. It's best I don't know anything. I don't know nothing about nothing.
Oh yeah, this is some it used to be Tang, but this was the last of it. Kind of looked like berry piss. Yeah. Gasoline.
That's gross.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys, we got like 1 minute left of the broadcast. My spouse is already saying, I want to come back in the bedroom. Come on.
Batman says all I have to do is fart, and trust me, they'll get out. Oh man!
I just can't fart on command.
Can you get a cleaning for yourself?
Disaster, man. 38.
I like to charge myself a cleaning.
Right.
I know.
I bet you could set the phone in the car and then pull it back out and it's fully charged. The gas needle back on.
Okay, guys, we're down to 3 viewers in the room, and I'm one of them.
I'm one of them too.
That's a coincidence.
Yeah,
Just 3 of us here.
The other one, and I'm betting Fat Man is the last. Maybe Fat Man decided to go home.
Oh yeah.
I love it. We have a 1-to-1 ratio of viewers to.
Seashell is in the room too. She says good night.
I didn't even know she was there.
She's in the room. She just wasn't saying anything. Maybe she was just listening to us. Dorks.
She haven't streamed in a long time. Though one of those 12-hour streams that she specialized in.
Yes, yeah. She.
All right.
You know, when you do your live streams, I wish I could wake up that early out here. I'm just like, so I haven't been in a Shell's been able to wake up early enough for her streams.
I am not an early riser.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gotta get going.
Just leave it on.
This away. The honey is calling, and I got five runs left to do before I get my bonus.
Nice.
All right.
Make that money.
Make that money. Make that honey.
Green is for the money.
That's what's up.
Money.
And watch out for Spanky.
Spanky. and the flashlight. What's the flashlight name?
Oh yeah. The Tacbat.
All right. Tacbat.
All right. I'll put in the description below if you guys want to check it out. Yeah. All right. Smell you later.
Thanks a lot, you guys.
Bye.
All right.